All right, y'all. Well, we are live on this beautiful Sunday. Blessings to everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah. I pray everybody is very, very, very blessed on this beautiful Sunday. Shout out to Dylan Lambert. He says, praises be to Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh. Amen. Shout out to Bartender, who's just here for the entertainment. Well, you done come to the right place, because this is definitely not any kind of serious content. Shout out to Vanessa Nieto. What is going on? God bless you, Vanessa. Thanks for being here. Shout out to Crypto Incognito. God bless you, bro. Good to see you, man. Alright, guys. As usual, if we can get 1,500 likes, we are going to be doing a giveaway. And as you guys can see, well, I'm in some trades here. I am actually currently right now in a short scalp and a long scalp. And, yeah, I'll be going over this price action right here, guys. I'll be going over the price action, talking about my thoughts on all of this stuff. Because it is getting kind of juicy, guys. It is getting kind of juicy. So, where should we start? Let's start with the fact that Bitcoin is coming down to a key zone of support, right? A key zone of support where we are actually experiencing a nice bounce. And what is that key zone of support that we are currently bouncing from? It is none other than the beautiful support resistance flip from the pre-FTX dump, coming in at about 21,468. 21,468. Now, if you are in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, this is the level that we gave on Friday. We had two main levels that we were looking at for the low to be put in. And this is not the right chart right here. But one of those levels was 21,468. In fact, on my live stream on Friday, I did give the level for free and the trade setup for free. Very good risk-reward ratio right here. 11-to-1 risk-reward with the entry of 21,484. The stop loss at 21,462. And as you can see, we have come down to bounce perfectly from 21,468, making for a beautiful bounce. Now, if we take a look at the 4-hour time frame, we can see a few interesting things. First of all, look at this, guys. Rounded bottom. Very nice thus far. Okay, it is a weekend. We're just going to go over what's happening right now. Rounded bottom. And speaking of bottoms, when we take a look at the 4-hour market Cipher B, we do see something intriguing, which is we see that as the price is getting lower into that key level, market Cipher B is printing ever so slightly the coveted, actually, uneven butt cheek pattern where we see that juicy left cheek. Oh, it's so dang juicy. I just, And we see that right skinny cheek over here. You know what I'm saying? That right skinny cheek. Not very juicy. All right? This is the difference between, well, never mind. Never mind. I'm not going to make that analogy. So why is this so interesting? Why is it so interesting that we are getting this uneven butt cheek pattern here as we come down to the key level of support? Well, the reason why is because this is a bullish pattern on the 4-hour time frame. Now, when we take a look also at the daily time frame, something else that is very, very intriguing is the potential possibility of a hidden bullish divergence. Now, we understand that the green box right here, I'm going to remove the exact level that was given in advance, which is why everyone should make sure to like and subscribe, because I guarantee very few YouTube channels out there are going to give you the exact level. That's okay. I'm not here to say that I'm anything special, because I'm not, guys. Honestly, let's be honest. The chances, there's a chance it was not going to happen, right? So, but it did happen. So it's cool. It's cool in hindsight, right? It is cool in hindsight. Let's just say that. So here's the thing, right? But you should still like and subscribe. This whole zone is clearly a support resistance flip. Why? Because when we come all the way back to, well, I mean, really, we could come all the way back to June and just see that this box here has been a very, very important zone of support going all the way back to June. Resistance in June, resistance, support, resistance, 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 resistance. And so we know that this right here is the doorway to much lower prices. If we can hold this, and if we can do so with a hidden bullish divergence on the daily, right? Like this, something like this, where the momentum waves comes deep and starts to print that juicy green dot, as well as the 4-hour time frame, still giving us these bullish divergences. Like, for example, let's say that the 4-hour time frame, again, we get another low when the week starts, right? Because I personally don't feel that the low is in, but let's just say that, for example, when the week does start, we come down and we take out these current lows, but the 4-hour time frame, now the money flow is starting to curve to the upside, and we're starting to see the uneven butt cheek pattern like this while we're printing a hidden bullish divergence on the daily. This could actually be a significant bottom, right? This is definitely no level to scoff at. I know that a lot of people are expecting much lower prices, but this is a key zone of support here, and if held, in my opinion, that is bullish, right? Lest we forget that if we pull our Fibonacci from the low to the high, and we put on our major level between the 618 and the 786, in my opinion, as long as we hold this here, that is bullish. That is bullish, right? Especially if we start to see this 4-hour give us the bottom signal. Now, what is the bottom signal? The 4-hour top and bottom signal is money flow and momentum diverging. In other words, if we see on the 4-hour time frame the money flow and the momentum waves doing the opposite, to me, that is a macro top and bottom signal, right? That is why we were getting so bearish up in this zone, because we saw the money flow and the momentum waves doing the opposite of what the price was doing, right? Giving us the dreaded upside down Sam Bankman-Fried bearish man boot pattern, where Market Cipher B, Sam Bankman-Fried's chest actually is Market Cipher B. That's the secret behind the Market Cipher source code, is actually Sam Bankman-Fried's mammary glands. But I shouldn't say this now because I'm giving away the secret, but we can see the money flow getting lower, the momentum waves getting lower, the red pepperoni dots getting lower as the price is getting higher. And come on, guys, it's obvious that it's based on Sam Bankman-Fried's breasts, because look at what happened before the FTX exchange went under. We saw that exact same thing, right? We saw the momentum waves getting lower. We saw the money flow getting lower as the price was getting higher. This was before the news even dropped, right? So don't ever underestimate the importance of SBF boobies here. But now if we see the opposite, right? On the 4-hour, that could be a very nice bottom signal. So we are at key support, okay? And by the way, guys, if you want to join the Casper Crew VIP Discord, where we give the setups, gave the short from the top, gave the level from the bottom, you can go to patreon.com/Jason Casper. Also, 0% limit fees on ByBit, guys. If you want to take advantage of short-term volatility, scalping on these low-term time frames to actually make a profit in literally a 0.26% move to lock in a profit, because you don't have to pay limit fees. Link in the description. Of course, this is only if you know how to trade. If you don't know how to trade and you try to trade on ByBit, your whole life will fall apart. Your friends will stop talking to you. You'll lose all your Bitcoin, all your Ethereum, all your XR Pizzle, all your Cardano. Your wife is going to leave you. Your girlfriend's going to dump you. Your kids will stop talking to you. Your boss will fire you. You'll drop your cell phone in the toilet, a dirty public toilet. Okay, so make sure you learn how to trade before you use 0% limit fees on ByBit. And if you want to learn how to trade, we do have a course, 20% discount. This will teach you how to do it and do it right. Just saying. Just throwing it out there, right? Enough of my shilling. So what's happening locally now with Bitcoin? Let's talk about what's happening locally. Why am I short right now? Why am I in a short scalp? Well, if we go down to a lower term time frame, first of all, I do have to say that since we bottomed out at the exact level that was given in advance, that is pretty cool when that happens, right? Okay, I was off by like $2, right? So this is the level I gave here. We dipped down a little bit lower than that. When we bottomed out at this level, I do have to say that things were looking very bullish on, like, I would even say the 1-hour time frame and down, guys. I mean, look at the direction of the 1 hour, right? When we go to the 24-minute, look at the direction of the money flow, which since that time has actually continued to get higher and higher and higher. So we are basically trading right now in what I would consider to be a sideways range. And the reason why I took a short scalp from here is because when we are looking at this sideways range and we have our pretty clearly defined low, I would consider our low actually to be around here, 21.6. And I would consider the range high to be right here, around 22K. And the reason why is because at 22K, we can clearly see here this little order block And what has happened locally is we have actually come up and gotten a chicken's drinking water. You can see that we basically just came up, took the liquidity from this last high, and we did so with bearish divergences on the 24-minute time frame. Also, we had bearish divergences on the 12-minute time frame. Also, we had bearish divergences on the 6-minute time frame with money flow getting lower. And for me, that is always a short scalp entry. Of course, it's a weekend, lower volume. So the way I planned the trade setup was I did not get in at the top. I waited until we got a retracement. So when I saw the chickens drinking water happen, what did I do? I pulled out my Fibonacci retracement. Right? Let's kind of walk through. If you see something like this happening, right? Let's say you see, because I was personally waiting for a higher level, right? I was waiting for a little bit higher, but all of a sudden I see a chicken drink water, right? I'm like, oh no! If you ever see that happen, it doesn't mean you lost the opportunity to hop into a scalp. What you do is you pull out your Fibonacci retracement tool, right? And you're going to pull that thing from the high. As soon as you see that first bounce come in, pull it from the high to the low, and then set your targets on that Fibonacci golden pocket retracement. And when we come up there, what you can do is you literally now can say, all right, if we now reject, put in a lower high at that Fibonacci golden pocket, it gives me a setup. It gives me a very nice setup, in fact, because what you can do is you can set up your trade like this, right? I mean, let's say, I didn't limit in here. I marketed in when I saw this wick down. But let's say we mark it in, right? We mark it in when we see that rejection. We can quickly set our stop loss above the golden pocket. We only need to risk 0.06%. And even if we set our take profit 1 at the last low, right? The last low that we put in, assuming it actually is going to be a reversal pattern here, this is still giving us a 4-to-1 risk reward of the trade setup. And you can still make a profit on little scalp moves like this, right? Now, of course, I do have another take profit set down here at the low before that, which, if the whole trade plays out right now, is a 10-to-1 risk-reward ratio. Not bad for a Sunday scalp trade, if you guys know what I'm saying, right? And again, this is all stuff we go over in the course, guys. 20% discount. Also, if you want to learn how to use a chart like this, an order flow chart, this is the software I use to look at the longs and the shorts coming in real time. We do have an advanced course that goes over order flow. Also a 20% discount on this, right? You can check out the preview for free. Now, speaking of the order book, let's take a look actually at what is happening with the order book right now. As we are actually getting this little chickens drinking water, one thing I do notice right here is the fact that we have a lot of longs opening up. We have a significant amount of longs opening up right here. Maybe about... We might have maybe 6 million longs opening up here, and yet price is getting lower. We have a lot more longs than shorts opening up, and price is not able to make a higher high, which does hint at the fact that we could actually get a bigger move to the downside, because this is what's known as absorption, okay? What we're looking at here, guys, is an order book chart. It's telling me in each candlestick exactly what is happening per candle, like how many longs are coming in, how many shorts are coming in. This blue stuff getting higher right here, these are longs coming in. And this purple stuff getting lower is shorts closing. And this white line basically is telling me, overall, if the line is getting higher, it's telling me there's more longs than shorts coming in. If the line is getting lower, it's telling me there's more shorts than longs coming in. So I can tell right now, because this white line is getting higher, and price is not getting higher, it's telling me that quite possibly there are bigger players here. And these bigger players are building limit orders to short, and they're absorbing the retail traders that are marketing long right here, okay? Now, on a weekend, guys, we do have to be aware that we cannot take these things as seriously. Volume is very, very low, but that's exactly what this chart is alluding to right now. And so if we do get our continued move to the downside here after hitting the top of our sideways range, what am I now looking at? What am I now looking at? Because I am still in the long scalp as well. I'm in a few longs, actually. I'm honestly in 3 longs right now. What am I looking at? I'm looking at this as a sideways range right now. Just as like a scalping little day trading range here. And we've come up to the high, and I would say, you know, this is a good place to obviously be looking for that short, because we've come up to what historically is resistance, And now what we can do is we can pull some volume through here, and we can say, okay, how are we going to approach this as a scalping range, right? Well, we understand that if we lose now this blue line, which is 21,930, it becomes very probable that we will make our way back down all the way to 21,650, right? Because even on low time frames, guys, we can do this on high time frames or low time frames. Whenever you identify a sideways range, most of the time, we are going to stay within this range, right? Most of the time, Bitcoin is ranging, or any asset you trade, most of the time is trading sideways from a low to a high, back to the low, back to the high. It's rare that we get a big breakout or a big breakdown. That's very, very rare. People who are always looking to long the big breakout, it's rare. Look at what happened for the past 2 weeks. No big breakouts, no big breakdowns, just from the low to the high, to 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 the low to the high. Then finally we break down. And it's not even that significant of a breakdown. I mean, just trading this low to high was a 7% range, and then finally we get a breakdown of the range, and guess what? It's only a 4% move down. So we should always be approaching our trading on low time frames for scalping, high time frames for swing trading. Where are those supports and resistances coming in, right? And so now that we potentially are forming a high, we know if we are going to now lose this blue line, this was the fair value for Bitcoin for the past 2 days between the prices of about 21.6 and 21.9. So if we lose 21.9, there's a good chance we come back down to 21.6. And that's where I'll be looking to add to a long trade. Now, if we take our Fibonacci golden pocket from the low to the high, notice something interesting here. The zone between the 618 and the 786, which would be a bullish retest zone if we actually are going to get continued upside, right? Low, high, higher low, higher high. If we are going to get continued movement to the upside, and there is a good chance we very well may, this is the place where we should be looking to potentially now long, right? Because we don't want to be longing up here, right? That's scary. If we're going to long up here, let's just say, for example, if I was going to long right now, assuming that we're going to break out, I would honestly have to put my stop loss down here, which I guess is not necessarily a bad thing, right? If this is the type of trade you want to take. Now, here's the thing. If you have a 1% stop loss, you're going to have to put a lot less on the trade than if you have, let's say, a 0.1% stop loss, right? And also, we know that because we're ranging sideways, we could very well be right about the fact that we're going to break the range, but we could have just a bad entry, and price could retrace all the way back down to the low of the range before the breakout. So what I like to do is I would say, well, you know what? I would just pass on a long here, wait for a different trade setup, or I could wait for price to maybe come back down to the low of the range, in which case, now look at this. We have a great trade setup where we could even put our stop loss below the actual low here, right? And then just target the high. It's still a better potential trade setup than what we were looking at this high, right? But another way, and the way I would actually play this, is I would just put my stop loss down here. And now, again, I have a pretty nice 3.5 to 1 risk reward. And personally, if we do come down and bounce from here, I would be shooting for a higher high. I would be shooting for a higher high to come in, right? So this is like the mindset that I have coming to these charts and stuff like that right now. Yeah, so definitely like the 21.7, 21.6 zone is going to be a key support, in my opinion, where I will actually look to add to a long trade. Now, if we do, let's say that we hold support, because honestly, guys, we do have a very important level that we're bouncing off of right now, right? We cannot ignore the fact that this is a pretty key level. It's a major support resistance flip going all the way back to October of 2022. And yeah, if we hold this, guys, I do think there's a good chance we could actually come up higher, right? When I look at the 4 hour, I do think that there is more upside. Shout out to Thrizzle. God bless you, Thrizzle. Thank you so much for being here, man. May God bless everybody who's in this chat right now. Let's see if we can get 1,500 likes here. We got about 800 people, only 200 likes. Let's see if we could smash up the likes, man. See if we could smash up the likes, right? So shout out to Edward, who says I'm so muscular. Well, you know what, man? I'm not that muscular compared to my brother. My brother is much more muscular than me, so it's all relative. Shout out to Hassan Ali in the chat. Yep, I'm always doing discounts, guys. I'm always doing discounts on my courses. Oh yeah, that's true. I might be able to check some other coins. Let's talk about levels to the upside right now, guys. If we do continue to the upside, right? Remember how we were talking about down here, how we're approaching this price action? Well, if we look at what happened in this old range, right, we can see that we do also have a fair value zone. So I would be looking up to, if we're going to get continued upside, we need to be aware of this right here. This zone between these last lows and that value area low, because this right here would actually be a breakdown and then a back test where we could look to put in a lower high and then come down even lower. Now, something else we need to be aware of is this. If we pull our fib from the high to the low, would you look at that? We could come all the way back up into this old value area to the 618 and then get a rejection from there, also putting in a lower high, continuing this downtrend, right? So these are different possibilities. I am not going to be getting overly bullish unless we actually do something like this, right? Where we come up, reject, and then find support here. Then I will say, you know what? This could have been an actual bottom, but we cannot know that right now. We cannot know that right now. So the long I'm holding from right here, right now I'm looking at it as a scalp-ish, day trade-ish kind of thing. I'm still holding my swing shorts. You know, the short setup from the Casper Crew VIP Discord. A very juicy one, I do have to say. It was a very juicy short. And yeah, I'm still holding, guys. And as you can see, I haven't really even taken too much profits out of it. But that's because I'm actually in two shorts from the high. And the second one, I actually did take quite a bit of profit out. Because this trade here, I actually did, I accidentally entered it with double the position size I was supposed to, right? But I just rolled with it. Long story. But you know what? I've taken a lot of profit out of that one. The other one on ByBit, I'm going to hold it because there is a chance we come a lot lower here. And I will close that short on ByBit if we either come above the 618 at 23,190 or if we get a rejection and then make a higher low. Then I will actually close that short trade and stop looking at it as a potential swing short, because right now, you know, the whole hypothesis for that swing trade is that we have come up to, on the daily time frame, we have come up to, like, remember, we're looking at these ranges always. We did it on the 1 minute, now we did it on the 4 hour, now we're going to do it on the daily, right? We have come up to a massive region of resistance where Bitcoin is considered overbought, and there needs to be a correction downside. And because we are now underneath this blue line, I am expecting the move back down to around 18.6K. But of course, if we're able now to reclaim key resistances as support, then yeah, I'm going to close out my trade if we start to do that, because then I know my idea is wrong. It's all based on market structure, right? Are we continuing to make lower lows and lower highs? As long as we're doing that, I have no reason to close the short trade. But if we start to make now a lower high and then we make a higher low and then find support, well then, you know, my idea is invalid, right? My idea is invalid. Yeah, so if we do come up now a little bit higher, we have to be aware of, you know, I would say, let's put back on the levels that we were looking at here. Yeah, we need to be aware of this low right here. I would say around 22,500-ish. And then, of course, the 23,100-ish, as well as the two major areas of resistance. If we cannot reclaim 23.2, I would say the high is absolutely in here, and we're probably gonna see lower prices, right? That's kind of how I'm looking at this right now. So there is opportunity, in my opinion, to short here, to potentially short here, or even like add to swing shorts at these levels. Of course, the best place to be looking to add to a swing short is up here. We always want to shoot for the juiciest entries, the juiciest levels. Sometimes it's even better to pass off on a potential trade, especially if we're looking for like a swing trade, because the risk to reward might not be worth it for you, right? You got to make sure it's worth it for you. You got to make sure it fits your plan, fits your risk management plan, and all that kind of stuff, right? We just don't want to flop and grope around here, as Crypto Face would say. right? So yeah, that is basically what we are looking at locally. If we lose this level, guys, then, as I said before, the major zone of support that I see is going to be the support resistance flip that we have coming in right down here at that $18,500 level. I mean, this is key, right? This is very, very key because, again, just like the level that we have right now that we're bouncing from, right? These weekly support resistance flips are really no joke. A lot of times we don't have to be looking at lower term time frames to get these key levels. We bounced perfectly from this level. It would shock me if we also didn't get some kind of a bounce from this level. And if we pull our fib from the low to the high, would you look at that, right? Our Fibonacci golden pocket is literally coming in at that exact level as well, guys. So, and not only that, actually, if we take a volume profile, we can see that the value area low of the entire macro range is coming in right here as well, where the Bitcoin price will be considered now oversold, right? Where there will need to be a correction to the upside. And I do still remain bullish on a higher term time frame. What is happening actually with this Bitcoin price right now? All right. Let's check out this order book. Okay, so there's not a lot happening right here, guys. There really is not too much happening here. Supports to be aware of locally is going to be the VWAP, 21,880, and then, like, you know, below that, I would say this last low, 21,740. Nothing too crazy going on. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, and right now, if we do happen to get another move up here, I would very much so like to add to this trade, because although it is just a scalp trade, I've already taken most of the position out, more than half. So yeah, I would maybe even look to re-enter again, because look at this. It's funny. Right now, the golden pocket is pretty much my exact entry. Yeah, so maybe I would look to, yeah, put a little bit more if we come back up into this zone right here. We'll kind of have to wait and see how that plays out here. Let's see if we hit my next take profit down here. And yeah, so these are pretty much major levels to the downside, and I do still remain bullish on higher term time frames. I am bullish on the stock market. I am bullish on Bitcoin. I have no reason to be ultra bearish right now because we have flipped market structure on the, I mean, you could even make the case that we have put in a higher high on the monthly time frame because we have flipped this last monthly resistance at around 20,500. We are now trading above it. And although we haven't officially, yeah, have we actually back tested that as support? Let's see something interesting on the monthly. Yeah, okay, wow. So on the monthly time frame, guys, this is very, very interesting here. Yeah, so we have put in a higher high on the monthly. You could make the case. I know some people are saying we have not put in a higher high until we take out this high from August, but you could still make the case that we have changed market structure. And when I look at this chart, right, historically speaking, for the market cycle, for the bottom, we bottom out in between that 786 and the 886 Fibonacci level. And that's exactly where we're at right now. We're in between the 786 and the 886 Fibonacci. And we're printing macro bottom cycles on Market Cipher B. We're printing macro bottom cycles on other indicators, a lot of them. Like another one, the stochastic RSI. I know I've showed this before, but it is very interesting, the stochastic RSI. Whenever we get, and let me make this a little bit easier to see here on the stochastic. Let's make the lines green and thick. And then we'll keep it orange and thick, right? Whenever first of all, whenever the green crosses over the orange down below the oversold territory, this historically only happens at the bottom of the market cycle where the green crosses back over the orange, right? Green crossed back over the orange right here. That was after the bottom was in. Green crossed over the orange right here. Again, that was after the bottom was in. Green crosses over the orange. In this case, it happened right here. And honestly, that did look like a bottom, but then it happened again right over here. And so whatever the case, we know that when this happens, if the bottom is not in, at least the bottom is very close. And whenever both of these lines cross above that 20 region, that is when the bottom has officially been put in, right? So for me, I can't see, although I can see another big drop, right? We were talking about the potential of the Wyckoff accumulation schematic happening yesterday. There's two different types of Wyckoff accumulation schematics, by the way. We don't have to put in a lower low, and it could still be considered a Wyckoff accumulation. But yeah, the way I'm looking at it is, on a higher term time frame, I have no reason to be ultra bearish in this area right here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my beautiful wife, by the way, Big Butts 28. Big Butts 28, I love you. Thanks for being my wife. I changed my shirt for you, babe. I was wearing the same shirt for 2 weeks, and she started to smell me, and so I had to change my shirt, you know? I was wearing the same shirt for 2 weeks. You guys watch my videos every day, you know I wear the same shirt, right? So yeah, I'm still bullish. I'm still looking for that higher low to be put in, and if we do put in a lower low, that's okay with me too. That's okay with me too. Right? We just need to make sure that we're aware for all the levels potentially to the upside and to the downside. Let me pop into chat real quick. We got about 900 people in here, about 400 likes. Guys, let's see if we can get the likes up to the watchers. Let's see if we can get the likes up to the watchers. Shout out to Spartan. Shout out to Spartan Wrestler. Shout out to Pim Poles. Shout out to CyberPie in the chat. Shout out to Crypto P. Miguel does the same thing with the shirts. Craig's laughing at my wife's name, Big Was 28. Shout out to Ignacio Guzman from Argentina. What is going on, bro? God bless you, man. Let's pray it comes to 4K. Yeah, if it does come to 4K, you know, could be very interesting. So AZTV says the weekly RSI broke out, but a retest of it could result in a lower low. 15K could be the false bottom, get everyone bullish. Dump one more time, 9 to 12K, and back up. Yeah, that is a very real possibility as well. So the way I'm playing this, like as a trader, you know, like that's the thing. It's important that whatever you're here for, you have to define your goals in this market. Like, are you here to be a trader? Not a traitor. We're not betraying anybody. We're not stabbing our friends in the back with a knife. But a trader. You're trying to buy and sell things. If you're just trying to buy and sell things, it does not matter at all what happens to Bitcoin, right? If we are aware of resistances and supports, and we can have plans in advance to take advantage of the volatility, it doesn't matter what the market is doing. If we are a hodler and we're looking to take advantage of the next bull cycle, then stuff like this becomes important, right? And even if, and people laugh when I do this, but like, let's say, and I don't recommend this, I'm a big fan of DCA, right? I've been accumulating Bitcoin a lot ever since, honestly, I've been buying Bitcoin since we were at $41,000 on spot and aggressively buying under $20,000, aggressively. I have more Bitcoin on spot right now I've ever had. I have more of my investment stack in crypto than in Tether right now. I'm a big fan of DCA, and trust me, I have plenty of dry powder to accumulate if we come lower, but even if somebody FOMO'd in right now, okay, at $21,900, we could even have Bitcoin drop down below 3K, right? And assuming there is going to be another bull market, assuming Bitcoin comes up to $100,000, this is still 4 times more potential reward than risk, right? 4 times more potential reward than risk. Whatever we are putting into crypto at this very moment, into Bitcoin, there's a potential if we come down to 3K that we lose 85% of that. But if there is another bull market, right, and I believe there will be, then we'll make 372% on our investment if we were just to FOMO now. Now, this is not something I recommend. I don't even put all of my stuff into Bitcoin. I'm into altcoins as well. But my point here is if we're printing macro bottom signals, that historically, this has been the time to buy, right? Historically, this has been the time to buy. Just saying, like based on the chart. And if there's going to be another bull market, I believe there will be. That's another thing that we have to take as a presupposition. Every single investment, there's no risk-free investment, right? There's no risk-free. We're always taking a risk. There's a risk. Crypto's over. Bitcoin's over. There's that possibility, right? And if you believe that's the case, then don't buy Bitcoin. But if you do have faith in the asset and you do believe the market cycles are going to continue, historically speaking, this is definitely a time to be buying. And even now, what I would consider a bad entry is still giving us more potential reward than risk. Now, I know this doesn't look right on logarithmic scale. If we put this on normal scale, on linear, now it looks a little bit better. This puts it in perspective here of what we have as an opportunity right now, right? This is like buying Bitcoin between 2018 and 2020. Again, in 2018, we bottomed out. We got a relief rally. We put in a double bottom, and then boom, after the halving, off to the horse races. So we have put in a significant bottom here. Oscillators bottoming out. I don't think the bear market is necessarily over. I don't think the bull market has begun. But I would be dumb to not be accumulating Bitcoin at these prices because of the data that the chart is showing. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't agree with the Bitcoin narrative, and if you're not bullish on crypto, then of course don't be buying here. That would be dumb, right? That would be dumb. All right, looks like, guys, we're actually printing a diamond pattern right here. Let's monitor this diamond pattern and see if we get some kind of a break, right? And if we do get a break, I mean, that looks like we're going to come back up to test our golden pocket slash 786 zone right here. Yep, look at that. Which, honestly, I might look to add into the trade. And if we lose the diamond pattern, well, then we're looking to hit our target, our next take profit, right around this previous low right here. All right, let's take a look at maybe some other things now that we are done with Bitcoin. Again, I am looking for, let's just see here. Shout out to Brock Landers. Do I think Bitcoin can revisit 21.4 to test support before reaching higher? Of course I do. So another scenario, guys. I mean, when we put in this low, it was the weekend. It was the weekend. It was a Friday night. The markets were closed. Asia was not open. New York had been closed. So I consider this low to have been put in on a weekend. And so a lot of times what happens is we will come down to grab that weekend liquidity and then get a move. So yes, I absolutely think that is possible, and that is another scenario that we do need to be aware of. And if we do come and make a lower low, that is setting us up very nicely for a very beautiful bullish divergence on the 4-hour time frame, on the 1-hour time frame, and that is also setting us up beautifully for a hidden bullish divergence on the daily. Because if we do put in that lower low, let's say, right, well, then I think the daily wave will come down a little bit lower here. And if the daily wave takes out this one, that is a hidden bullish divergence. A hidden bullish divergence is when the price is making a higher low. It's a continuation pattern, basically. It's a continuation pattern. The price is making a higher low, and the oscillator is making a lower low. When you get that hidden bullish divergence on a higher time frame combined with regular bullish divergences on a lower time frame, like if the daily is printing a lower momentum wave and bottoming out here, and the 4-hour is, as the daily's bottoming out, the 4-hour is doing something like this and getting higher, that is a very, very strong potential signal there, right? So yeah, I do think that is a real possibility. Something else we need to keep in mind right now is the S&P 500, because S&P 500 closed a little bit bearishly on Friday, having topped out, taking out these previous zones of resistance going all the way back to September. We took out that high. Now we're starting to get a move to the downside. This is the daily time frame. Let's go down to the 4-hour. 4-hour time frame, to me, looks like one of two things is going to happen. Either we are going to be getting a move back up and a lower high or a higher high, right? The 4-hour looks to me like when this thing opens, we could get getting a move to the upside, and we are bouncing from a Fibonacci golden pocket. So if this thing opens up, and it's going to be opening up in 4 hours, if we start to dump right away, be looking for Bitcoin to also take out its low, right? Because this thing closed on Friday as well. But if this opens bullishly, right? Let's say this bounce continues. Be watching for Bitcoin to get more movement to the upside. And be watching for it to come up to our first green box right here between the prices of like 21.3 and 22.3 and 22.6, because that could be our first major zone of resistance. All right, so I'm really going to be watching that when we open up at 6 p.m. New York time. Right now it's 2 p.m. New York time. All right, so let's take a look. People wanted me to take a look at Solana. We'll take a look at it. And by the way, guys, if you do want to join the Casper Crew Discord, patreon.com/JasonCasper, 0% limit fees on ByBit, link in the description. 20% discount on both trading courses. If you actually want to start doing this, doing it right, check out the course. If you want to learn how to read a chart like this one, check out the advanced course. Also, guys, free trial, 14-day free trial for the Crypto Fusion bot. This Crypto Fusion bot is a tool that an amazing team of coders and traders have been working on now, literally for over a year. And basically, you tell the bot what price level to look for, what confirmations must be present to enter a trade, and the bot can automatically move your stop loss to entry after TP1. It basically trades your plans for you, so you could feed your bot this plan, for example, and it would take the trade. 14-day free trial, you have nothing to lose by trying it out. We want people to try it out, and we want people to like it before anybody commits to it. So 2 weeks is a good opportunity to see if it's something that you could use. And then, of course, if you do want to continue with it, we have 2 subscriptions that you can sign up for after the fact, after the trial ends. So yeah, let's take a look at Sol. We're going to start on our weekly time frame here. Sol is getting another move up locally, just like Bitcoin is. Okay, let's. This is some old TA I used for around the blockchain. Let's remove all this stuff. All right, so this is Solana. Shout out to Dennis. Do I consider gaps on the lower time frame, 5, 15 minute, etc.? Are you talking about on what asset? Are you talking about on Bitcoin? I do consider CME gaps to be important. You know, we have a 24-minute bear div. Yeah, I know we do dread mining. That's actually what got me into this local short here, is the 24-minute bear div. So let's see what happens. But I'm still also looking to compound my long. So let me make sure I have some alerts set here, guys. Then we can take a look at Solana. All right, there we go. Yeah, right now we do have a CME gap below us as well, guys. We do have a CME gap right now below us at the price of 22,772 and 50 cents. So I just want to make sure, guys, I have alerts set at the key levels that I am looking to. I do have alerts set. Let me just adjust it a little bit because there we go. And then I will set another alert right here. Yeah, this is definitely looking kind of juicy to me if we get a move down. So Solana, right? Let's check out Solana. Man, look at that move up. You know, I actually really like what Solana is doing. I think it looks bullish. I really do think it looks bullish. Wow. But I would not personally long here. I just think it looks bullish on market Cipher B. So I'm going to consider this a key level right up here because this is the May Luna thing. And then let's pull out our volume. Take a look at what we got going on here. Boom! Wow, okay. So let's take a look at this here. This is a very interesting chart. Ooh, did we even hit that golden pocket? Did we hit the 618? Whoa. No way. 2703. No, we did not hit that golden pocket. Wow. That is so interesting. Okay, okay, yeah, this is nice, I would say, for Sol. Oof. I would be looking at this zone of support right down here as very key. If we're going to get continued downside here, which honestly it looks like we do because we don't have very much. We do not have any support below us if we cannot reclaim this market structure. If we fail to make a higher high, I would be looking still for more downside. This is a very key zone between $13 to $15. We have the golden pocket. We have the high volume node. Going to be a very key zone of support to potentially do something like this. Right? That would be something I would really be looking out for. Of course, this really depends on what is happening with Bitcoin and the dollar and the S&P. But let's say things maintain a bullish environment. Yes, this is definitely major support. And for major resistance right now, I would be saying, you know, assuming that a lower high will be put in, it's either going to happen right where we're at right now. As you can see, we're back testing value area high of this old range to potentially do something now like this, where this is a lower high and we come down here. But if we continue up from here, then we need to be aware of this, right? We need to be aware of this older mini range that we were trading, in which case the golden pocket, guys, is the place to be looking for a short, in my opinion. And that's coming in between $24 and $25. So we've got 13 to 15 as major support. We've got 24 to 25 as major resistance right now. These would be the two major areas that I would be looking out for. So if we do get a little bit moved to the upside, this is the daily time frame, right? So we're doing this on high time frames, but we would want to see this VWAP start to roll over, right? We want to see a rollover here, something similar to something similar to, well, we haven't seen a rollover here in a while. Let's see the last time we had a rollover for Sol. We haven't had a classic rollover in quite some time, actually, but something like this, right? When we put in this bottom here, right, we got a little bounce, but then we got the rollover where the VWAP just started to curve back down below that zero line. We want to see that starting to happen on the daily, and we want to then see the 4-hour time frame also looking kind of bearish, printing a top, right? Right now it's looking a little bit more bullish. And then I would want to be seeing bearish divergences on like the 24-minute time frame as well, with money flow getting thinner. So if we're starting to get that move up, let's say next week, we do something like this, and we start to see our 24-minute ticking down, and we start to see the money flow getting lower as the 4 hours topping out, that to me would be a sign of weakness. And then I would look to basically short it down to $15 and then long $15. Of course, we have to be aware of the fact that we are at local resistance. So, it is what it is. We are clearly getting a back test of key resistance here. So, but yeah, if I was not in a trade, and I am not in a Sol trade, so those would be the areas I would be personally looking for, because they provide very good, easy entries with easy also invalidation points. I mean, technically, you could short right now and just say that I'll put my stop loss above the last wick, but that's risky in my opinion. That's risky in my opinion. Okay, so yeah, I know Dread Mining. Shout out to Dread Mining. So Lane Hughes is looking for the POC plus 706 fib at 22,873 for that short and keeping lower highs. 22,873 is what Lane Hughes is looking at. 22,873. Interesting. Okay, Bitcoin is dumping now, guys. 22,873. Oh, nice, man. That's actually a nice level I have on my chart as well. 22,873. All right, so Bitcoin's getting moved down. Let's see if we can hit my next take profit here on the short trade. And then, of course, guys, we are going to be looking to, again, I am going to be looking to add to a long trade if we do come down to retest the Fibonacci golden pocket zone, right? Let's see if we hit our take profit here. We're getting kind of close, guys. We're getting kind of close. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. We got about 900 people in here. Only 500 likes. Let's see if we can get the likes up to the watchers. That would be really nice. Shout out to Divine Hood. We could also look at a horizontal channel from 21,940 to 21,538. We broke out of the channel and we're coming back to do a bullish retest to see if it acts as support. Interesting. Let me... Hang on, let me read that again. Actually, Divine Hood, could you send me a screenshot in Discord so I could check that out, man? Shout out to Daniel D from Bulgaria. God bless everybody in Bulgaria right now. Yeah, that would keep a lower high. Shout out to Dylan Waves. We got someone named Web News spamming up the chat. Looks like they've been banned. Money flow is getting lower on the daily, both Bitcoin and Solana. Yes, that is true. That is true. Money flow is getting lower here, guys. So, you know, again, we have to just take it level to level. We have to understand the fact that even if money flow is getting lower, if we are printing bullish divergences, a lot of times that money flow can be acting as support, right? A lot of times that money flow can be acting as support. So, you know, we just have to be aware of that. Now, here's the thing. I am still expecting higher Bitcoin prices here, even though we're getting 24-minute divergences. You know, we do... I mean, this is a key zone of support. I'm very curious to see what happens into weekly close, guys. And shout out to everybody. I know a lot of people took this long that we did give over here from 2141. Let's see what happens with this Bitcoin short scalp trade that I am in. And then, yeah, let's see if we can hop into a potential... let's see if we can add to a long trade. If we come down to our zone, guys. We are just trading sideways on this lower term time frame on a Sunday. Low volume, low volatility. These are the days where we look for just those super low risk setups. We definitely don't want to get wrecked on a weekend. But I do have to say, guys, that coming down to this circled zone would look pretty dang bullish. It would look pretty dang bullish, honestly. Right? Let's see what can happen here. Okay, so now we can move our stop loss to the entry easily. And we're putting in lower lows now. So basically what this means is... You know, to be honest with you guys, I mean, it means that it'll be easier to add to the short trade if we get a retracement here, right? So we'll have to see what happens. But we have been in an uptrend all day here. Low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high. And also, we have not really seen much of a pullback, even though we have seen bearish divergences here. We saw bearish divs on the 12-minute right over here, right? Okay, Ryan Divine Hood just sent me the screenshot, so let's check that out. we're going to be checking that out together, guys. As Bitcoin dumps. Shout out to Divine Hood for the TA. Okay. So we broke out of this channel right here, these two red lines, and we're coming back for a bullish retest, potentially then coming up to his zone that he has right here. We got the weekly VWAP up here, the previous week low up here around 22.4. Cool, man. I actually do hope this happens, but I would like a little bit of a lower low, not a lower low, but I would like to come back in to maybe add to my longs first. But hey, look, we're bouncing right from his level now, so this might be it, guys. This might be it. All it takes is one screenshot to totally change my bias. Shout out to Jesse Ray. I want 23,130 so that green dot comes on the month chart. And a fat blue wave up on the week. Could be nice. Could be nice. So Robert says Bitcoin is in full bull run. Okay, it could be like, you know, it could be, guys. I don't know. You know, we cannot say that for certain, right? If we are in full bull run territory, then I'm more than willing to, you know, I'm more than willing to ride it up. I am way, way more than willing to ride this thing up. We are flipping the 786 resistance into support right now, says Lane Hughes. Let's check it out. Let's head on over to our ByBit USD chart here. What are we talking about here? Because for me, I don't have our 786 until much higher. What 786 resistance are we talking about here? I don't really know. Lane Hughes thinks the FOMO will kick in at 48K. If Bitcoin keeps pumping, yeah, I mean, the FOMO is going to kick in. I do think we are going to put in some kind of a double bottom here. Can I chart the ES to see how I view this? Yeah, I will chart the ES. I mean, look, this is how I view it, right? ES is coming up to key zones of resistance here. And it wouldn't surprise me to see another move up just to basically come to... We're just below key resistance, right? We have a zone right up here between, I would say, it's a pretty big zone. It's like 42.25 all the way up to 43.50. But the major levels are going to be the value area high, 42.22, and then the 618 at 43. So I'm bullish on the S&P 500, and if we continue down, I'm looking for a bounce from the zone of intersectionality that we have right here. You know, intersectionality. Shout out to all my fat, white, ambiguously gendered college students majoring in trans, non-binary, gender study, carbon emissions. You guys know all about intersectionality. It's very, very important because you look at this. We've got the trend line intersecting with the golden pocket, with the high volume node of the range, with the weekly. And so if we're going to get more downside here, guys, I would be looking at the ES to bounce right here. This would be a very, very bullish thing for Bitcoin in my opinion. And when I look at the ES, I really like this bottom. This is a beautiful bottom. A beautiful bottom here. I mean, really, this is a beautiful bottom. Wow. Right off the 0.5 Fibonacci, rounded bottom. Right? Very rounded bottom. We go to our weekly time frame. Bullish divergences on the weekly. Now momentum coming back up here. I like it, right? I like it. I think this could catch a lot of people off guard. Again, my hypothesis for 2023 is that it's going to be more bullish than people expect. And the reason is because the market likes to wreck as many people as possible, and everybody's out of the market now. Everybody's wrecked. Everybody, even real like financial advisors, are advising not to get into the market right now, which tells you it's probably a good time to buy. Everyone says Bitcoin's going down to 8K, probably a good time to buy, right? So that's just my hypothesis right now on the ES. I'm either looking for a move up to this resistance, or I'm looking for a move down to this support on a higher term time frame. And I do use this to day trade Bitcoin as well. We also have to pay attention to the dollar, guys, because, you know, the dollar is a very interesting situation as well, right? Let's check out what the dollar's doing, because the dollar is inversely correlated to Bitcoin. Dollar, honestly, to me, it looks bullish. It looks more bullish than bearish. We got a green dot on the weekly. We're bouncing from a key zone of support. And, you know, we right now are, well, let's pull our fib, right? We are coming up to our Fibonacci golden pocket retracement right here. And it's also a weekly order block, right? We see it in this move down. We had this random blue candle. If we are unable to reclaim this, I think we will see the ES get that last push up to its major zone of resistance. Because, again, this could cause now the dollar to continue to the downside, which would be very, very bullish for Bitcoin and for the S&P 500. If that happens, guys, I personally do think we could see Bitcoin actually hold this zone of support, and this would just be the pullback right here, right? Everybody is expecting lower, myself included, would actually prefer lower. I'm trying to keep an open, objective mind here, saying, look, I'm only going to take it level to level and then basically, like, see what happens. Shout out to Chonktown. Every time I breakout trade, I get boned. I'll stick to dumpster buying. Yeah, that's true, right? We know one thing for sure. If we're in the long-term hodl, we know we're not buying the high. I had so many people reach out to me when Bitcoin was at like 50K, asking if they should get in, and I said, objectively speaking, you're buying the all-time high, right? Just objectively speaking, you're buying the all-time high. And I'm like, we need to wait for like a catastrophic earth-shattering dump. And that's when it's time to buy. But unfortunately, I had some of those same people text me and say, should I sell? Should I sell Bitcoin when we lost 20K? The same people that asked if they should buy at 50K, and I said no. They bought anyway. And then they asked if they should sell at 20K. It's like, oh man. Oh man. Oh man. All right, let's check out Bitcoin. What is happening? Let's go to the order flow chart. We are getting a bounce here. Front running my take profit. Sheesh. All right. Yeah, let's come down to a 5-minute time frame here and see what is going on. So, yeah, we did see some of that bearish absorption coming in up here. That did give us a little bit of a move to the downside. And right now, unfortunately for your boy, Jason Casper, we had a lot of people short the low here, right? So we had a lot of people long the top, which was good for your boy, Jason Casper, because look at all these longs that opened up here and then stayed opened and got trapped and wrecked, right? But now, as we come down to this low, people are finally, all the people that bought higher are like, fine, I'm not going to buy anymore, I'm going to sell. And we see 1.2 million shorts opening up at the exact low, and then we see more shorts opening up here, and they're immediately under the water, guys. Immediately under the water. And by the way, if you want to learn how to read a chart like this in depth, check out the advanced course, 20% discount in the description. But to make a long story short, this purple stuff getting higher is shorts opening, and this blue stuff getting higher is longs opening. So this chart will show you who right now is entering into the market and what position are they entering, long or short. And we can use this information to kind of see what the bigger players might be doing here, because if we see retail traders entering into shorts and prices getting higher, that might tell us there are bigger players looking to buy here, and perhaps they are absolutely looking to buy here because of our man Divine Hood's channel, looking at this as a breakout and a retest of this. And yes, of course, this is one way to look at it, right? We have these highs over here, breakout and retest, and we could very well get a move to 22,400, around that area. 22,400 is a very key zone of resistance in general. It is a 786. I mean, there's a lot of confluences there. There's a lot of confluences up there. So let us see how this plays out, guys. Make sure to like the stream, guys. We got about 1,000 people in here. Only about 600 likes. Let's see if we can get the likes up to the watchers. If we can get 1,500 likes, we will be absolutely doing a crypto giveaway, guys. And we've got a blood diamond. Young Nasty, on what time frame do we see this blood diamond? So Jay Holiday says, I think tonight for the Stupid Bowl is a good time for MM to liquidate a lot of folk. Yeah, the Stupid Bowl, that would be a good time to do it. You know, look at value area high. Are we bouncing from VA? Are we bouncing from the VA right now? Let's check it out. Let's go down to the 15-minute here. Man, 15-minute is looking bullish, guys. 15-minute is looking bullish. Let's see here. Okay, I guess it depends on how we're pulling this range. See, I consider it to be from back here. So to me, it looks like we're not above a value area high. But I guess if you guys are pulling it from here, then we are above value area high. So yeah, depending on how we look at this is actually, the 15-minute to me right now actually does look pretty dang bullish, I do have to say, with the money flow and the momentum waves getting high. Let's see if we can't pump this Bitcoin a little bit here, guys. And yeah, let's see if we can't pump the Bitcoin a little bit here. Yeah, I'm just going to hold the short, honestly. Like, I'm just going to hold the short because it's already guaranteed win, a little scalp. And, you know, in the event of more dumpage, I'll make a little bit more on it. And unfortunately, I do have to say that I am not I'm in a few longs, but the long, I did a horrible job getting into this trade here. So I've been trying to add to it the entire way to try and make my entry better. I'm sorry, to try and make my position bigger. But I have not had a good opportunity to do so. I have not had a good opportunity to add to this trade here. We do have local resistance just above us, guys. Let's take a look at this. Whoa. What am I doing? I'm removing my limit order. I'm removing my limit orders. This is not good, guys. This is not good. Well, I'm going to keep my next one definitely up here at 22,262, but what the heck did I do with my limit orders here? Is there any way to redo that? No, there's no way, guys. I'm flopping and groping big time over here. Welcome to the Flop and Grope Show with your boy, JC. We do have a zone of resistance just above us, guys. This white box is a major zone of resistance up here. Please be aware of the white box of resistance, guys. Because we do have, if we come over to a TPO chart here, we do have some single prints up there, as you can see. And so there is a chance that we reject from this zone of single prints, which is the white box on the chart, something to be aware of. So although things do look bullish right now, we have to be aware of that potential scenario playing out, especially since we are seeing the bearish divs forming here on like the 15-minute, on the 24-minute. So, you know, just be watching out for a continued bear div as we come up to that zone. You know what I'm saying? Especially if we start to see the dreaded upside down Sam Bankman-Fried bearish man boot pattern on the 24-minute, money flow momentum getting lower, that could be extremely bearish. But let's see what happens here as we start to get this little pump to the upside right now, guys. It's looking a little bit juicy right here. Shout out to everybody in the chat. You guys are awesome. May God bless all of you. Shout out to Steven Dupe from Belgium. PDKM is taking the single print short. 22,400 is the first point of resistance. Yeah, I mean, we have resistances all the way up here, guys. You know, we have resistances all the way up here. Just levels to be aware of, right? Nothing too crazy. Shout out to Robert Bonard. Thank you so much, bro, for being in the chat, holding it down with the wrench. Yeah, for sure. Shout out to Tino from Traders Reality. Shout out to Splashfire Films. How do you long and short on ByBit? You just open a long and you open a short. If you are using, you have to be doing it on the USDT perpetual, okay? Then that will allow you to long and short at the same time. You can have a short and a long open at the exact same time. And then on ByBit USD inverse perpetual, you can either have a short or a long open, right? And you can do this, or you could have multiple accounts, right? You could have also multiple accounts. So like over here on the on MEXC exchange, you can do the same thing. You can have a long and a short open at the same time for the USDT pair. And then for the USD pair, you can have a long open. And if you want to trade the USD inverse perpetual pair, for that you need 2 accounts. So like I'm short USD on ByBit on this account, and I'm long USD on ByBit on this account. So you need to have multiple accounts in order to do that, if you guys know what I'm saying. So shout out to Divine Hood. God bless you, man. Okay, so Dennis says, I'm short from 21,886. Do you think I should hold it? What is 21,886? Let's see, 21,886? Look, bro, like, I can't answer that question. I cannot answer that question. I have a question for you. I have some questions for you, and I don't mean any disrespect, but what is your plan for the trade? What was your reason for the entry? What was your invalidation point for the trade? How much were you risking on the trade? And where was your take profit on the trade? If you can't answer those questions, close the trade immediately and go back to the drawing board, because every single time you enter a trade, you need to know, A, where's my stop loss going to be? B, where are my take profits going to be? C, how much am I risking on this trade? If you go into a trade without knowing those 3 things, you are going to let your emotions take over, and you are going to either hold a winner into a loser, or you are going to take profits too early and miss a move. You have to have a plan going in, bro. So if you don't have a plan going in, this is not financial advice. And of course, I'm only paper trading here, and so are you, right? Because we don't trade real money. The purpose of life is to avoid all risks at all costs, right? If we want to leave our house for any reason, at least 3 masks: cover the face, cover the nose, cover the eyes, cover the ears, cover the anus, right? We don't want to be spreading fart pathogens out there, especially for grandma's sake. But, you know, if I was in a paper trade like you and I had no plan, I would get out and I would go back to the drawing board. And if you want to learn this stuff, I do have a course, 20% discount, but you don't even have to take my course, bro. Just watch free videos, go back, watch my live streams, watch my videos, watch other people out there who are absolutely providing the juiciest TA knowledge. And don't enter any position without having clearly defined plan in advance. Like, you know, I said it this morning, but people always ask me, is the price going to go up or down? And the truth is, guys, it depends. We cannot know which way the price is going to go. We cannot know that. Right now, price could be pumping up to 100K in the next minute. And if you're on Binance, it's actually kind of probable we might come down to 6K for a second and come back up, right? But it's like, we have to have a plan for every trade we take, and that will keep us from getting liquidated because we're using maximum absorbency, all right? Shout out to Da Vinci, by the way, for being the model for this Depends ad. This was before he bought Bitcoin for $1. He used to be a Depends model. But he had a dream, and we could tell by the look on his face that one day he was going to be a crypto billionaire living in Dubai, because you could tell by the look on his face, man, he knew something big was about to happen, right? And this guy had a plan. He had a plan. He knew when he bought Bitcoin for $1 that it was going to the moon. And he stuck to that plan, right? So that's the only non-financial advice I can give. So I'm sorry for such a strange answer, but you know, it is kind of what it is here. Are stop loss and invalidation 2 different things? No, they're the same exact thing, right? They're the same. Whoa. What did I just do here? I just loaded up the hotspot. That's just something I was messing around with for a while back in the day. What was I looking at? Yeah. Invalidation and stop loss are the same thing, right? So, for example, when I entered this short, for me, the invalidation of the idea was literally where this stop loss is, right here. Right? So my entry was right here, 22.034. Invalidation, 22.046. A $12 move would have gotten me out of the trade. Now it looks like we are absolutely pumping, going to Pump City. Let's check out our order flow chart right here, guys. Let's see, like, what is happening in real time. Interesting, you know? I mean, interesting. A lot of the shorts are closed out. We've got longs coming in. Let's really see what happens here. I do not know what is going to happen here. I do feel a pump in the bones, guys. I'll be honest with you. I feel a pump in the bones. I was really hoping we would dip down a little bit lower, but, you know, it looks like that's just not going to happen, guys. So, really looks like that is not going to happen. Well, I do have a TP at 22262 for this long, so let's see if we hit that thing. Guys, make sure to like the stream, because if we can get 1,500 likes, we'll be doing a giveaway as well, guys. We got about 1,100 people in here, only about 733 likes. All right. Should we shout out to Jacob Shelton? Shout out to Jade Mango, who says trap bull. Which bone do I feel it in? I don't know. I don't know if I can say. We're coming into the volume gap, bro, says Lane Hughes. Recommended feels a dump in his pants. Well, you should probably, if you feel a dump in your pants, you know, shout out again to Da Vinci, but these things will help with that. All right, let's see, guys. Let's see if we get this move to the upside here. Let's see if we can get this move to the upside. We might have to employ the pump song kind of soon. I'm not really sure, but I'm getting a little excited. I'm getting a little stoked, guys. I'm getting a little bit stoked here on the pumpage, on the pumpage. I'm getting a little stoked on the pumpage, baby. Let's get some of that pumpage going. I don't know, Brian Ortiz, if limit orders get filled on those Binance scam wicks. I really do not know. Do I stream every day, bro, Rahul? You know what? So, starting in 2023, I had a goal, 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And so I've been doing 2 videos a day, one in the morning, one at night, and I've been doing a live stream Sunday through Friday in the afternoon. I am not going to be able to keep doing this, guys, in the springtime because I am a homesteader. I grow my own food. I raise my own animals. January and February are great times where there's very little work to do outside. Everything's been already done as far as prepping for next year. But once the spring comes, you know, I'm going to have to start prepping for planting, and that takes a lot of work. So I'm trying to figure out a way that I can fit this into my life with the YouTube channel. I don't know how long this is going to go. I'm probably still going to do live streams often. They're probably not going to be able to be 2 or 3 hours. I'll probably have to keep them like 45 minutes to an hour. But the daily updates I will probably still be able to do. But yeah, we'll have to see how it goes, guys. We'll have to see how it goes here. Shout out to everyone who believes in the channel. Was sad he had shorts when the stream started. I still have shorts, guys. I'm literally still right now. I'm still in the short over here from 22.034. I'm still in. I'm holding right now 3 short trades on Bitcoin. So, and I'm also holding 3 long trades on Bitcoin. So, you know, if anyone's new to the channel, I'm always counter trading myself. I call it being in a schlong, being long and short at the same time, right? Being long and short at the same time, guys. It's a very powerful thing. Do you know why? it's so powerful? Because if you, for example, are long from the bottom and short from the top, right? Long from the bottom, short from the top. Setups given in advance in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, by the way. Then you don't have to worry about what price does. You don't have to FOMO if price is pumping or dumping. And I'm in multiple longs and multiple shorts from different highs and lows. So I'm short from this high, right? Why? Because there's a chance that this could have been a local high and we make our way all the way back down to here, right? There's a real chance of that. So why would I close the short, right? I've already taken a profit, $100, stop loss to the entry. If I get stopped out, I get stopped out onto the next trade. I'm holding a long from the low of this local range, same deal, right? If we pump, we pump. My short gets stopped out after a win, my long keeps making money, right? It removes FOMO. It allows you to take advantage of the moves up and down. And it pretty much also allows you to like not be on the chart and still have positions open that can be making you money, right? So yeah, I'm not the kind of guy that takes like one trade and that's it, right? I'm not that kind of trader where I'm in like one trade and then I like close the whole thing. I'm always kind of like, sometimes I close the whole thing. I did that on like Friday or Thursday. But a lot of times I just hold these trades, guys. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different style, but for me it works, right? And that's what's most important, I think. That's what's most important. So all right, we're gonna have to pump the Bitcoin price. We're going to have to pump the Bitcoin price here. I look like I decided on the Marines. Well, I'm not really a big fan of armed forces. Not that I'm a pacifist. I would never want to go fight for like some corrupt government, you know what I'm saying? But I do sometimes tell people that I was in the Marines. Because I know I look like it, right? So I can get away with it. And like, especially when I'm dealing with cops. You know, cops, they treat me so good. When I was younger, I used to have very, very long hair, looked like a hoodlum, right? And man, I'll tell you, it was not easy dealing with cops back then. And of course, back in those days as well, I was usually had something to be guilty about as well, you know? But yeah, if anyone wants to look like you're in the Marines, you'll probably get out of a lot more tickets. Could be because I'm older now, too. I don't know. But, it's an interesting thing, you know? It's an interesting thing. All right, should we play the pump song? Let's see if we maybe we should play the pump song. I don't know. Let's check out market Cipher real quick. Let's check out our 6-minute. Honestly, guys, I do have to be honest with you. So, based on what I'm seeing here on the 6-minute, on the 12-minute, I am not getting ultra bullish here, right? I'm actually thinking that the next move to the upside could give us a short entry if we come up to some of these zones of resistance here. Yeah, I'm actually thinking that, to be honest with you. Look at this, right? Look at what's happening here. Even money flow is getting lower here on our 12-minute. So if we do get a fast pump up, like into this, you know, buyer beware. You're in for a scare. Let's just see, right? I'm just saying that is not looking the best, but we'll have to wait and see how this plays out. Oh, snap, my mic is fading in and out. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Robert. I'll have to check it, man. Does it even have a battery? I don't even know if it has a battery. Lane Hugh says we're coming up, bro, to 22,500. That would be wild, man. If we come up to 22,500. Do I only eat organic food? I try to eat as clean as possible, man. So I'm not out there. I'm not the organic police, right? But I don't usually buy food that's not organic, and I try and grow as much as I can. You know what I'm saying? So, am I adding to the short? Nah, I'm not adding to the short. Are we at that golden pocket? Let's see. Are we at the golden pocket right now? Oh, snap. We're at the golden pocket. Oh, snap. We're at the golden pocket right now. Let's check out our 1 minute. Let's check out how things are looking here. Yeah, what the heck? Let me add to it. I'm basically close to my entry. Let's see if we can add a little bit to it here. Let's see if we can add a little bit to it. Let's check out what is happening here. Lots of shorts closed out. Longs opening, bearish CBD into the golden pocket. Yeah, I'm going to try and add to it here. Dang. I just marketed in. By accident. Yeah, I mean, this could be pretty, this could give us a move down, guys. I mean, we do have some bearish CVD right here. We've got a bearish trigger wave forming on the 12-minute. We've got a bearish trigger wave forming on the 6. Money flow coming down. Yeah, this is, in my opinion, I mean, you saw what I've done. You guys know what I've done here. Ain't no secret. Ain't no secret. So let's see what happens. Do I drink protein powder shakes, Crypto Legend? Nah, I do not drink protein powder shakes. I do not, but I do eat a lot of eggs. Everyone's giving calls. 22,333 incoming, in my opinion. Daniel thinks we CDW the high and then dump. Very, very possible that we CDW that high and then dump as well. That is very, very possible. That is very, very possible. In fact, I need to be aware of the actual levels on the chart right now. Excuse me for picking my nose. I got an itch. I'm not picking it, guys. I just have an itch, alright? So leave me alone. Gonna come to the 1 hour. Yeah, if we CDW that high as well, could make for a good short entry because we do have the these single prints as well up here. So we do also have those single prints, guys. I mean, the truth is about the short. Someone asked, isn't it risky? It's not risky. Because if I get stopped out, I'll lose $9. Right? So that means I made $90 on it. I have nothing to lose by adding to the short here. I see some bearish signs of the golden pocket. I only have to gain. I only have to gain here. So it's not risky to long short at the same time. As long as you have good entries, good risk management, and you're taking a profit, it's not risky. But if you're just flopping and groping, then yeah, it's risky as heck. I mean, trading is risky in general, guys. You know? Would I taxidermy a fox if I caught it in my henhouse? I don't know how to taxidermy a fox. If I could, yeah, I would, man. If I could, I would. But I really don't know how to do that. Shout out to Robert. That's so funny, bro. Oh my goodness. We got a special delivery. It looks actually pretty close to the original. A little bit, you know what I'm saying? Not really, not really, nah. Not really. Oh man, that cracks me up. I'm sorry. I'm laughing too much at that. Shout out to Rob for that that beautiful screenshot right there. LXQP92 is stuck on his bench press, hitting a plateau. I would recommend try doing some variations of the movement, man. Try maybe an incline bench. Take some time off the flat bench press. Do some other stuff. Do dumbbell bench press. Do some other kind of variation. I think that'll help you a lot, man. That'll help you break through the plateau. I don't ever do the flat bench more than 3 or 4 weeks at a time, and then I take some time off and I do something else. I'll do an incline, I'll do a decline, I'll do a floor press. I love doing push-ups. I'll do regular push-ups with a backpack full of weight. I'll do incline push-ups where I put my feet up on the bench and do them. Do overhead presses. You know what I'm saying? Standing overhead press, seated overhead press. And I think you'll whatever's causing your plateau is some kind of other weakness. So it could be like maybe your delts, it could be your triceps, it could be your upper chest or whatever. Or it could just be your central nervous system. When you repeat the same motion over and over again, it can cause some fatigue there. So, you know, give that a shot, man. Bear CVD on the 5-minute. Yeah, I see that. That's why I added to my short here. That's why I added to the short. We check out the 5-minute. What do we got? Look at this. Look at this. I mean, we've got 1.3 million longs. We got like 2.6 million longs opening up. We've got CVD getting higher as the price is putting in now a lower high. So we've got a few drives of bear CVD here. So, you know, could be a place to look for a move down. We do have a lot of shorts opening up here too. So we'll have to wait and see, right? It's a game of wait and see right now. It's a game of wait and see, and we are looking up to these zones here. In my opinion, if we're going to pump, we do have a golden pocket right above us. We have 6 Juanita just above. We even have the, is that the real? Yeah, we have the previous day value area low just above us as well. So let's come over here. We've got the previous day value area low. Oh, just kidding. That's 2 days ago. I'm looking at an old chart. Yeah, don't listen to what I just said, guys. But this definitely is a zone of resistance here. Let's see what happens with this. And if we come up above, we've got some zones of resistance above us as well. You know? So. How do you tell if it's leading CVD? It's hard to tell for me, you know. I'm not like an expert at it, but for me, I look at Market Cipher, and like if Market Cipher is showing me this as the CVD is coming in, I have more confidence in it. But you know, right now we're doing nothing. We're doing nothing, and I do have to say the 6-minute is looking less bearish as time goes on. Right, the 6-minute is looking less bearish as time goes on here. Let's check out the 6. This is the 12. Yeah, 6-minute is actually looking a little bit more bullish right now. So. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This ain't looking so great, guys. This ain't looking so great. You know? This ain't looking so great. You know? Whoa, this ain't looking so great, guys. This ain't looking so great. Ah! Looks like we're gonna pump like a wild woman in distress. Alright, you know what? Let's see. If I close now, I'll be out at $100. I'm just going to close the short now, guys. I'll just take my $100 and be okay with that for now. Let's wait and see if we get any other setups here. And let's see if we can hit up for our long TPs now. Because that's really what we're here for, right? That's really why we're here. We're not here to short Bitcoin. We're here to go to 100K. . Yeah, the amount of longs coming in versus price move is not the best. It's really not the best. It does look pretty bearish. Wow. Oh my goodness. Wow, we've got 2.8, 2.4 million longs coming in right now, guys. Wow. This is a very bearish divergence here. You know, I just FOMO'd out of my short, but it's okay. It is okay. Man, look at all the longs popping in right now, guys. This is very interesting that price is not moving up. That, in my opinion, is absorption. That is some bigger players absorbing price here. Wow, look at that, guys. That is a local CDW right there. Local CD dub. Local CD dub. Dang. I'm going to just FOMO out a little bit of this long as well, guys. You know, welcome to the Flop and Grope Show. But you know what? Here's the thing about the Flop and Grope Show. I'm flopping and groping, but at least I'm guaranteeing that I'm making money in my flopping and groping, right? That's the key. That's the key. That is the key. So look, we put in a high, we put in a low, and we're putting in a higher high into the golden pocket with a local CDW here. So this could be this could I don't know. I don't know. Don't listen to me right now. Don't do anything because of me. I'm just sitting here watching the price action right now. All right, I just closed my short. I just closed my long. So it is what it is. Open interest is not looking good. A big dump might come soon. I mean, this does look like very, very bearish CBD to me. If I didn't know any better, I would say this looks very bearish. Look at that. Wow. Look at this. Right into the golden pocket as well. So I would say this is it's a good place to take profit on a long and or short. But, you know, this is not financial advice. Let's see what happens here. Maybe we could pump up a little bit more. We do have key resistances just above as well. I would like to, if we come up to this area, definitely now look for a bearish divergence on the 12-minute. That could actually be kind of nice, right? Can I check out DOT USDT? Yeah, we could check out DOT USDT. We absolutely could check out DOT USDT. So DOT, guys, is one of these coins that I do feel has a good future. We're coming up to a local zone of resistance right now, which is this weekly zone right about here. Very similar to Bitcoin. Very, very similar to Bitcoin. And, what would I be interested in right now for DOT? Let's check out where's our fibs coming in. Interesting. All right, so we are at a Fibonacci golden pocket. Excuse me, I had to sneeze there. Let's go to the daily time frame. Interesting, interesting. So a bullish scenario for me for DOT would be if we come back down to this key zone. Let's see right here. Yeah, beautiful. For me, this is looking nice for DOT as a potential cup and handle breakout. Yeah, potential cup and handle breakout. I would be looking for something like this. Let's see where the target would be. I mean, there's a few different ways to do it. You could do it from the wedge itself. That's a more conservative target. That would bring us basically up to these highs right here, which honestly, that is a pretty nice area. We have a high volume node right there and these old highs. This is a potential idea for Polkadot. Not financial advice, of course, but we have a very, very nice zone of support right here. An amazing support resistance flip, high volume node, value area low, golden pocket. And also, in addition, right, I'm just kind of looking at this chart here, thinking to myself that we might see something like this as well. I mean, it's a really kind of like sloppy one. But an invert head and shoulder, which is basically just a market structure change, right? The invert head and shoulder would give us a target of around there, around $14. And let's see something quick. No, we don't have any fib levels there, unfortunately. That would be really cool, right? I mean, we could force it if we take it from this last high, which technically is valid. So let's say that we do something like this. That could be a nice 17-to-1 risk reward on Polkadot right there. We got a cup and handle idea. We got a invert head and shoulder idea. Yeah, I would be looking at something like that on Polkadot. Now, of course, we wouldn't want to just take a trade willy-nilly, right? We would want to make sure we have bullish divergences. I would be looking now at the 4-hour. 4-hour looks beautiful. 4-hour to me is looking absolutely beautiful for this setup here. It's looking absolutely beautiful. If the 4-hour does something like this now, as we come down to this area and we see the uneven butt cheek pattern getting higher as the price is getting lower, that could make for a nice potential setup right there, right into this zone, right into the golden pocket. Take out all the lows, basically stop out everybody who longed this ugly looking channel here thinking it was a bull flag. Stop everyone out, grab all the liquidity, come down to the high volume node, value area low of the range, bullish div on the 4-hour. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful setup there that could potentially present itself, in my opinion, you know. In my opinion only, guys. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. But shout out to everybody in the chat right now. Let's see if we can get 1,000 likes. If everyone just likes the video right now, we will get absolutely 1,000 likes. If Bitcoin dumps, everything will come down, says Andrew Freeman. Yeah, that is absolutely true, my friend. If Bitcoin dumps, everything will come down. So these longs are assuming that Bitcoin is also going to put in a higher low, right? We're assuming the bullish trend will continue because Bitcoin officially, in my opinion, has now put in a higher high on the weekly. So I am looking for a higher low also on the weekly. So in about 2 hours, guys, we are going to get the market open of the CME futures market as well as the ES opening up, which is also the futures. And so, yeah, be watching how the ES opens up in a few hours, guys. Very, very interesting times here. Are we going to get that move up? Are we going to get that move down? Not too sure. But one thing that is sure, guys, it has been a great stream. And I'm going to call it a stream. We've been on for about 2 hours. Man, God bless you all. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. And may God bless you all in Jesus' name. I know not everybody is religious. But, you know, for me, my relationship with Jesus gives me hope and purpose in life. And I do pray everybody would be very blessed and that the Lord would reveal himself to each one of you in a very personal way. And may the Lord bless you. May he protect you. May he shine light upon you. May he have grace upon you. And may the Lord turn his face towards you and give you wholeness and peace. In the name of Jesus, the Messiah, the God of Israel. Amen. I will see all you guys in the next stream. Take it easy.